Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Today, we turn the focus on Arc of the South Shore, meet new leadership there and learn about some upcoming events. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, it's beautiful. We have sunshine. It's 53 degrees right now, a little breezy. Temperatures will climb to the upper 50s this afternoon with abundant sunshine. Another chilly night tonight, clear skies, lows tonight dip down into the upper 30s, even a little milder tomorrow. Kind of windy but warmer with highs tomorrow, possibly into the lower 60s before we cool it back down for the middle of the week. Sun and clouds Wednesday with highs in the mid 40s and kind of cloudy and cool here on Thursday with highs in the low 40s, but staying dry this week. Again, sunny, 53 in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, well, the city of Quincy is now beginning the process of making some pretty major improvements to 4 school buildings. At last week's city council meeting, Mayor Thomas Koch asked the city council to approve seeking some state assistance to make improvements to the Point Webster Middle School, the Parker Elementary School, Broad Meadows Middle School, and the Atlantic Middle School. City Council President Ian Kane says councilors agreed.
They're all what are called, I guess, Municipal School Building Authority, which is the state governing body that allows us to recuperate costs when we improve or construct school buildings. So we approved 4 statements of interest for various work to take place in Point Webster Middle School, Parker Elementary School, Broad Meadows Middle School, as well as Atlantic Middle School. And the work that would be contemplated for any future application in the future is around replacement, renovation, or modernization of school facility systems, such as roofs, windows, boilers, heating and ventilation systems to increase energy conservation and decrease energy-related costs in a school facility. So those all moved. I guess they call that accelerated repair.
That vote does give the city the green light to begin the process of seeking reimbursement from the Massachusetts School Building Authority. Mayor Thomas Koch says the process can take up to 2 years, so he wanted to begin now. Any appropriation for the actual work on the buildings would require another approval from the City Council. Over 300 property owners in Quincy will have the option of canceling their flood insurance after FEMA recently accepted the updated flood maps proposed by the city of Quincy. For the past 8 years, the city's been working on flood control measures that include new pumping stations, tide gate improvements, drainage tunnels, and seawall improvements. Ward 1 City Councilor Dave McCarthy said the results have been dramatic.
Seawall has been, dramatic changes in regards to flooding on C Street, the drainage, the outfall pipes, the number of new ones we put in, it's worked very well. But I was just wanted to get an idea on that, if that was simmering somewhere. It's great that we end up with these positive results. Usually, I don't have any faith in FEMA going this way. It's usually going the other way. But when you look at that Bellew Street example of the floodplain in Ward 4 that now is so narrow, that's significant, and that's great for the residents in that area.
Engineers say FEMA has approved those new maps, and once the City Council adopts the new flood district, property owners can cancel their flood insurance if they choose. Those updated maps will be available on the city's website under the GIS Property Viewer. 2 new police officers have joined the Quincy Police Department. During a swearing-in ceremony at City Hall last Wednesday, Julie Keeler and Michael Neenan took the oath of office to become Quincy's newest officers. Chief Mark Kennedy told the new officers they're joining the department at a key moment in Quincy's history.
We're sort of unicorns. We have the support of our mayor. We have the support of our city council. We have the support of our citizens. By and large, and it's really a great place to work. I've been here for 27 years, and I'm incredibly proud to work every day in the city and with the men and women of this department who do such a great job every day. And I know, having met you both when we did the interviews a while ago, I know you're going to be great additions to this city. And, I know I thank our background team who really did a great job. We get a number of applications of people who want a lateral to the city, and we're fortunate that we can really truly go through them and truly choose the best. And I think we have two great potential Quincy, not potential, soon-to-be Quincy police officers here today.
Both officers transferred to Quincy from the Boston Police Department. Neenan was a Boston officer for 4 years and a deputy sheriff with the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office. Keeler was a Boston officer for 3 years and had a background in healthcare and education before entering law enforcement. Both officers are undergoing modified training. They'll be patrolling Quincy's streets by the end of this month. The reconstruction of a major Quincy roadway begins today. Independence Avenue will be rebuilt from Franklin Street all the way up to the Braintree Town Line. The project is part of the city's roadway infrastructure capital improvement plan. The road and the sidewalks will be rebuilt. Mario Susi and Sons of Dorchester won the contract for the project and will be working weekdays from 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with some Saturdays as needed. No parking signs are posted and motorists are asked not to park along that roadway during the working hours. There will be a 5-year moratorium on digging up the road once it's repaved. This is also the time that property owners can request that a tree be planted in front of their property. The Norfolk County Sheriff's Office asking for volunteers to help in the next House to House for Heroes Veterans event in Weymouth. On Saturday, April 5th, volunteers will be going door to door to let Weymouth veterans know about the services and programs available for them and their families. In a recently produced video, Sheriff Pat McDermott says the program is very important to him.
This came out of an opportunity to really give back to the veterans and make sure they're appreciated and the services that they're afforded, that they know about them. So House to House for Heroes was born out of that concept, and we were able to, assemble a great group of volunteers. We've done this, now this is our second town we've done it. We started in the town of Quincy, city of Quincy, now in the town of Braintree. And as of the end of the day today, including Quincy, we will have reached close to 4,000 veterans throughout just these two towns. And we're looking to roll this out throughout the rest of the county as well. It's really important to me that, that veterans know, especially those that are down on their luck, who might have come back from service with, whether it's post-traumatic stress or, have been severely injured, whether it's mentally or physically. There's a lot of services that are provided for them, and we want to make sure that they know about whether it's health care, whether it's housing, whether it's financial insecurity, food insecurity.
Now, that April 5th event will begin with a kickoff ceremony at Weymouth High School and will be held in partnership with Weymouth Veterans Services, the local American Legion, the DAV, and the VFW. To volunteer, you can contact the Sheriff's Office at norfolksheriff.com or call them 781-329-3705. Finally today, congratulations to the North Quincy High School girls basketball team advancing to the Final Four in the Division II MIAA state tournaments with that 45-38 win over Notre Dame at Xaverian Brothers High School in Westwood on Saturday. The number 5 ranked Raiders improved their record to 20-3 with that win. They now face number 1 Medfield tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at Bridgewater State University. Thanks to Athletic Director Kevin Mahoney for providing that winning photograph. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, we meet the new CEO of the Arc of the South Shore and also their community events organizer. Lots going on there. We'll learn about it next. Welcome back. We're happy to welcome back to the program Arc of the South Shore, this time under new leadership with Elizabeth Sandblom taking the helm of the CEO not too long ago. And our familiar favorite Brenda Linden is back with us too. So ladies, welcome. Good to see you both.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, pleasure. Welcome Elizabeth, or Liz as you prefer, right? To the program and to Arc of the South Shore, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell me about your journey there. 6 weeks, is that all?
Yes.
We got
Yes.
you fresh on the new job.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah, so I am born and bred on the South Shore, so I have raised my family there. I was raised on the South Shore, so I'm actually honored to be a part of this amazing agency. And as I said, this is my 6th week on the job, but I've dedicated my entire career to working with people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So.
Such as 30 years with the state of Massachusetts,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, tell me about that experience if you could.
Sure, I worked for the state in various roles throughout my career, and I've learned so much from those experiences. I started as a case manager working with a caseload of individuals down here on the South Shore, actually,
Really? Yeah.
and moved into management in Boston and in the central office there. So this just seemed like a great next step for me in
Sure.
terms of my trajectory.
Yeah, well, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that, first of all. How has, I guess, the field changed in the many years that you have been in it, both
Yeah.
in the way these folks are treated and the way the public perceives folks with disabilities?
Yeah, great question. You know, we often reflect on the history of folks that have intellectual and developmental disabilities, and we're actually going to be celebrating our 75th anniversary here next year at the Arc of the South Shore, and I was thinking about what it looked like 75 years ago,
Right.
and the fact that there was even an Arc of the South Shore was amazing, because, you know, even in the 80s, parents were still being told to sort of put their children with disabilities away and all the things that they can't do. But what we've learned throughout the years and developing all the different services and supports we have for people is, you know, they're really valued and important members of their communities. And I think the Arc of the South Shore really builds on that and gives people opportunities to be valued members in their communities. that
Yeah, I
they
think
live
we should
in.
talk a little bit about ARC's mission.
Yep.
You know, its goal and the way it provides its services and who can access those.
Sure. So really, my values, for
good.
my job and the ARC's mission really do align beautifully. So it really is to support people to live and thrive in their communities and be as independent as possible. And so the ARC of the South Shore provides supports and services to people through their entire lifespan. So we have early intervention programs, and we support people in residential programs who, you know, are at the end of their lives. So
Wow.
we have various state funding through various different state agencies. We take insurance in some circumstances, and then we also rely on grants and donations to be able to continue with our mission and
Sure.
provide the support in the community.
Yeah.
We provide therapeutic supports, OT, PT, speech, things like that. We have a lot of social and recreational opportunities, which is all the fun stuff.
Brenda's going to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We provide family outreach and support to families. So whether you're a caregiver who has somebody in your lives who's newly diagnosed, or whether you're a caregiver who is aging themselves and, you know, has loved ones, we provide support to those caregivers and family throughout their lifespans as well.
That's really important, right? The holistic approach. It's not just the individual. It's the whole family that's
Right.
impacted. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
And are these services provided at a center? Does the Arc of the South Shore have an actual headquarters, or do you go into the community?
Both.
Both.
So we have 3 different centers, if you will. So we have our main office, which is much more administrative. We have an early intervention and autism resource center in Weymouth, and then we also have also in Weymouth location where we provide employment supports, rehabilitation supports, and community-based day supports.
Okay.
Then we also do visits in the community.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have 10 residential programs located throughout the South Shore as well.
Really? Okay. I don't think I was aware that you're a whole life service.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for some reason I thought 22 years old and you're done, right?
Yeah.
You're on your own. That's
Yeah.
the way other programs are set up.
Right. So our early intervention, our Autism Resource Center, personal care, and adult family care can support people on the earlier end of
Yep.
their lives.
Yep.
But our residential, our day habilitation, and our community-based day and employment support people over 22.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Talk a little bit about your care providers, if you can, the folks who are providing these services.
Sure. So our direct support workers are really the key to everything.
Right.
Without them, we couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I think there's been a lot of publicity lately about how difficult it is for the workforce in human services in general, nursing homes, hospitals. We're no different.
Really?
It's really challenging, but we have amazing direct care support workers in our agency. I've been visiting all the different programs, sitting at a kitchen table, talking to the individuals, talking to the staff, watching their interactions, and mutual respect is really what we strive for, and you can see that in our programs, and as people are talking and joking with each other, see that relationship and how important it is.
It's a passion for these folks, right?
Yeah.
It's a life calling almost like a doctor or a nurse, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is what they feel like they were meant to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you need more?
We always need more. We always need more.
He asked rhetorically.
We're actually doing a great collaboration with the ARC of Massachusetts, which is sort of the umbrella agency, and all of the individual chapters. So more to come on a big publicity push, really looking for those direct support workers,
Yes.
and getting our names out there, getting the idea of what it's like to work in the human service field and how rewarding it can be.
Yeah.
From an emotional perspective.
Right. Exactly.
It's amazing work.
Yeah, and I would think continuity of care is critical,
Yes.
especially for these folks, to
Yeah.
have the same care provider that knows the history of that person and that family, right?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very helpful.
Sure.
You can see it when you meet, you meet people, immediately who the staff are who've been there.
Yes.
And have, grown up with the individuals.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they know their family members, right? And
Exactly.
their friends and their routines.
Exactly.
So there's a comfort level there as well, yeah, which I'm sure is critical to establishing trust in order
Trust.
to be successful, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Brenda, you get to handle all the fun stuff
Yeah, I do.
and all the work behind it too,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
But lots of things going on to get involved with the community.
Yeah, so on April 18th, we partner with Derby Street Shops,
Okay.
and we have a bunny bash.
A bunny
egg hunt,
bash.
a bunny bash. An egg hunt for the kids. We have a DJ. The bunny is there, face painting, things like that. So it's a great day.
Yeah.
People can register on the website. We do a 10 o'clock and an 11 o'clock session.
Okay, all right, fun.
So that's great. And then April 27th, the Autism Resource Center is hosting an all-day concert at Soundcheck Studios in Pembroke.
Oh.
It's called Autism Rocks, and you can also get tickets on the website.
Yep.
It's a bunch of different local bands that will
Oh,
be
fun.
playing,
Okay, fun.
food trucks, things like that.
Sure, excellent.
And then June 12th, we have our big annual summer soiree, which is our major fundraiser.
Which I think you talked about last time you were here.
I think
actually.
so, because we
Yes.
were at probably similar time.
Right near there, yeah, okay.
So we host this at a tent outside of the Arc at Webb Park.
Webb State Park, yeah.
So beautiful
It
location.
really is right on the water there. Yeah.
About 15 different restaurants from the South Shore, some entertainment, auction. It's a great evening
Yeah.
to connect with the community.
Yeah, how did last year's event go? Just curious.
It was good.
Was it
We
good?
raised about $250,000.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So is that that's the signature fundraiser, would you say, for the year?
Yeah, it is. So we're always looking for sponsors.
I was just going to ask, okay.
Restaurants to participate,
Okay.
so they can find my information on the website. The event is on there. Sponsorship is on there as well.
Okay, and is there a deadline to sign up for sponsors?
No,
No,
we'll
okay.
take them right up into that final week.
Okay.
And the benefits lessen just because you won't get as much social media and things
Sure.
like that. But
Sure.
yeah, no, we'll take sponsors right up.
Yeah. And are these events just open to the public too, Brenda? They are. Okay.
Yep.
Ticketed events?
Yep.
They are.
The summer soiree, the tickets are $175,
Okay.
or we also, there's tables and tickets that go along with the sponsorship.
Okay, all right. Anything later in the year?
We do a holiday festival with
Oh,
sleigh rides
okay.
over at Webb Park. We usually do that the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, all right.
And we have different carolers come in, we have Santa and crafts for the kids and games, so it's a
Sure.
great family day.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds like it. Liz, anything, you just mentioned 75 years coming up next year. Do you have anything in the early stages of planning to specially highlight that? Brenda's nodding her head. Yes.
Brenda has lots of ideas.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole year of celebrations.
really?
We're actually getting the committee together right now, but
Okay.
we'll probably be hosting a walk. We'll have our usual events,
Sure.
but more catered towards celebrating all of the milestones we've achieved.
Yeah, yeah. Do you get folks that come back, that maybe have gone through the program and then succeeded and moved on with their lives and then come back to give back?
We have more so the families,
Families?
that will
That have been benefited by it?
been
Yeah.
benefited by it.
Okay.
And all the time out in the community, when we have our swag on,
Yeah.
someone comes out and like, oh, my daughter received early
Yeah.
intervention
Yes,
services,
yes.
and they come back and give. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been amazed by how many people have stopped me in the community and said, congratulations, and have told a story about the impact that the Arc of the South Shore has had
Is
on
that
a
right?
sibling or a child, or one of my really good friends turns out does some work on the side for the Arc of the South Shore, and I had no idea, so she said,
Really?
hey, you're my new boss. So it's amazing how it has touched so many different communities on the South Shore.
Yes, yes. How, Liz, will your experience at the state level kind of inform the work that you'll do at ARC?
I think that my experience just reinforces the work that I'll do at the
Yeah.
ARC. I really feel like, I think I said to the team the other day, I feel like I'm home. It just feels so comfortable where I am. And, I just think, again, like I said earlier, my own values align so well with the ARC of the South Shore, and my experience just in terms of working with so many different families and individuals in different places in their lives transfers so nicely into this position.
Yeah, you're proficient in American Sign
I am.
Language. I read.
I am,
Yeah.
yes.
Is that a unique skill? Do you think that will serve you well in this capacity?
I don't know that I'll be able to use that skill in this capacity.
Yeah.
I would love to. I used it in my whole entire career.
Really?
I stumbled upon it when I went to Northeastern University.
Oh,
I took my
okay.
very first class, and I fell in love with it.
Mm-hmm,
So thank goodness for YouTube videos. And I can still pretend that I'm talking to a lot of my deaf friends
Yes.
and such. So yes,
Yes.
it's a great skill.
But I mean, when you're communicating with someone through
Oh, yeah.
sign language, their eyes must light up because
Yes.
they feel heard, right?
Yes. An individual actually at the Arc of the South Shore came to my office to visit, and she was signing, and the staff was explaining to me, and then I just started signing back to her, and she did a little hop. She was very excited.
Right?
So, yes,
Yeah.
it was a surprise to
Well,
her.
it's kind of like being in a foreign country and
Yeah.
then finding someone who speaks English and like, oh, thank goodness somebody
Yes.
can understand me, right?
Yeah, it's great.
And let their feelings be heard and expressed. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Do you have any major changes that you think you're going to be making?
No, I just think we look towards the future, and technology is such an amazing thing, and innovation around technology to use, whether it's something simple or whether it's real, computer focused, to help people be more independent. There's so much out there right now, so I'm looking to bring some of that innovation and technology
Okay.
to our services. We've already sort of dabbled in it, and I think, again, as soon as you identify something as being supportive, it's taken 10 steps,
Yeah.
more, in progress, and so it's just amazing to watch, and our individuals really love it.
Is that right?
And then just growth, I think, continuing to grow within our community, continuing to highlight what our individuals bring into the community, and the joy that their lives represent is those are my biggest focuses
Sure,
right
sure.
now.
Do you find that, you mentioned Northeastern, do you find that institutes of higher education are developing programs around folks with special needs?
So they are, and that's a really great thing. There's
Yeah.
a post-secondary education bill that was passed not that long ago,
Okay.
and so a lot of individuals are getting to experience college,
Yes.
whatever that means for them.
Right.
In the particularly state institutions
Yep.
are all developing post-secondary programs that can be focused on employment opportunities, social opportunities. It's really amazing. And one of the things that Brenda and I have talked about also is just utilizing connections at Curry College and Quincy College, and looking again to spread the word about job opportunities
Correct,
and
yeah.
professional opportunities
Yeah.
for young adults who are looking to, graduate and identify their future.
What's good for
path.
them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So great to meet you.
Yes,
Thank you
thanks
for
for
coming
having us.
over. Congratulations on your new role.
Thank
and please come back.
We will.
And Brenda, keep us in the loop.
I will.
With all your different events.
Absolutely.
You only have a few things going on, nothing
Yeah.
much, right? You're not busy at all. But thanks for coming over.
Oh, thank you for having
Oh,
us.
you're very welcome. Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day. Today, it's nice. It's sunny. It's mild, a little breezy, but temperatures in the upper 50s this afternoon. Chilly again tonight, upper 30s. It'll stay above freezing, so there's that. And even a little warmer tomorrow. We might hit 60 or better. The wind will be a factor tomorrow. Not so much on Wednesday, but it will cool down again into the mid-40s. It is March, after all. Thanks again to Liz Samblom and Brenda Linden for joining us from Arc of the South Shore.
Thanks.
Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Friday here on the program, we will welcome the Quincy Lions Club. They have a big spring event coming up we'll tell you about. Meantime, check our website, qatv.org. All of our latest programs are there, along with news and information, video on demand, live streaming, much more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.